All right, welcome guys. If you are coming from our last video, which should have been the neutral video, welcome to the Forestcraft video. If not, welcome to our video as always. This is once again another Burn 1 Shadowverse Evolve set review. We're doing Flame of Laevateinn now on Forestcraft, obviously. As always, joined with my boy here, Dean. Let's say
hey,
hi.
what's going on, guys?
And as if you watched the last video, you already know our special guest this time around, Pressure. Want to say hi?
Howdy.
All right, we'll just jump right into it then here. Oh wait, before we get too deep into this, we work off of this Google Doc that is managed by the Shadowverse Evolve community on Discord. So huge shout out to them for curating all these cards and translations together. It makes our life infinitely easier to access all of this instead of me sitting there translating every card and making my own Google document. So thank you so much for the people who actually do manage this Google spreadsheet and everything and put it out there for the community. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure all of us do here.
Yeah.
All right, first card here, 6-drop Beauty and the Beast. It's a 6-drop 5/7 Beast, Fairy Tale, and Princess Follower. Has Rush, Aura, and Fanfare. Put a Fairy Tale counter on this card. If this enters the field from anywhere other than your hand, it gains Storm. And then activate, remove any number of Fairy Tale counters on this card. This gets +X/+X, where X is the number of Fairy Tale counters removed this way. Wait, how many different ways are there to get this card from not your hand? Oh, I guess Alice. Like Alice does it right, and
Alice and one other card later. That's my main problem with this. But if you want to say what you think about the card,
yeah, it's like the card overall seems all right.
Okami. Not Okami. White Wolf.
White Wolf. Get out of here! I don't want to hear this White Wolf crap. All right. Anyway, 5/7 Rush with Aura, meaning it's like it's going to be sticking around a little bit, and you can immediately remove something if need be with this card. It's cool. The fact that you can randomly get Storm off of this, it sounds like it's not super consistent, so it's something you're not really planning around. But it can happen because we already saw the last video. Alice is a very powerful card, so getting it off of Alice is probably going to be pretty good. And then things like Alice and stuff will generate tokens onto it. So if you want to buff it up and get Storm with it to make your own Forte for Forest when we already have Grass-fed Forte, it's doable. Outside of that, though, the card is like, I don't know where to really place it. It feels like this is the type of card that's going to be like pretty mid overall most games. Maybe there's a couple of games where it comes out and you're like, dang, that like really popped off and closed out the game for me. But outside of that, I think the card is like maybe like a little bit above average. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think this is sort of a bait card. I know when this first came out in in the SEAO region, this deck was popping, and it never saw any results in Japan at all. It's just really a high roll deck. As we'll see, there's only one other way to get this into the EX area outside of Alice. And so when you start talking about that, and especially when we start talking about other Fairy Tale cards and classes, we really have to say, why are we playing this over Haven? And honestly, there's not a lot of reason because it's just really inconsistent. And we have to do so much work to basically make a worse Forte in a deck that does not have ramp and the other broken stuff that Dragon has. And also a Rush Aura. At the minimum, it's a 6/8. So Rush Aura 6/8 is not good enough, So if you love going to Vegas, going to the machines, going to the pachinko, boxes, whatever, this deck's for you. I think you do just throw White Wolf in here just because it's like, well, I'm living at the top 4 of my cards anyway. Might as well, but no, I think this card is really, really bad. I do think it's insanely broken in the set 3 only format.
I am biased because I played this in digital back in my day. So I like to see it. I'll definitely play with it. I mean, is it going to be the best deck? Nah, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I gotta say though, I really like the art of it. So, and I know there's a mat coming out that we could win with it. So I'm gonna try really hard for that mat because I like this art. All right, next card here, Dean.
Oh boy, my waifu, Cosmos Fang, Spirit Plant Folk Beast, 5 mana, 4/4, evolve for 1. But wait, what is this? Is that part of the evolve
It's
cost?
part of the evolve cost.
Okay. Evolve for 1 and return another follower on the field to hand. This ancient elf that during the Evo, wait, that's kind of the same thing. But for the Evo cost, bounces a card. And then Fanfare, search your deck for a beast follower and add it to your hand. If it's 2 or less, put it on the field instead. So you get a card on the board, then you get to pick it back up. That's like part of the combo. And then while evolved, it's a 5/5. And you get to choose an enemy follower, bounce it to the hand, and if you bounce an evolve follower, you get to destroy it instead. This is not. This isn't what it does in digital or in the show.
No.
But yeah, a lot of bounce. You can bounce your opponent's cards. That's kind of cool. I mean, that's like strong, right? This is a what's the stupid card? Rose Gardener. This is an Aishin Flash for 6 mana. Okay, that's not that good, but
Yeah,
This card's terrible.
yeah, like if it could search something very powerful or relevant, then I guess that makes sense. But outside of that, like it's
well,
a tempo.
supposed to go with this gold that comes up in a minute because it's like the anime. This is the anime archetype. Right? This is the anime forest archetype.
Okay, yeah. But like the big thing about this card is like kind of what Dean alluded to here is that like it's a tempo card that's supposed to like generate tempo for you and like slow down your opponent or destroy something on their field, right? But the issue is like there's already cards that do that are similarly statted and they're cheaper and they come out like 2 turns earlier already. So this card doesn't seem very, very powerful in that sense because like you if you're gonna pay 6 mana at that point, like why aren't we just playing San Suzuka, which I think is like a slightly better card than this because it's a Storm 5/5 follower. You top deck so they don't get a good draw usually.
It's a 5/2.
Oh,
This
yeah,
is
I'm
about
sorry,
being an
5/2.
anime
Yeah.
fan.
Listen, yeah, but it has Storm, and you cash in that 5 damage, and then you move on with your life because usually things like this don't last long. Listen, my opponent never has breath. Trust. But yeah,
this card's like just complete garbage. I really thought about this card because I was like, am I misreading this? Also, I don't understand. We read Beauty and the Beast, and it's a beast, and you have to get in the EX area. The next card says search for a beast, but it doesn't put it in the EX area.
yeah, that's really weird.
Like, what?
Yeah. Card overall, like I really like the art of this card, but reading it doesn't seem very powerful. I think we're kind of all in agreement there, right?
Yeah.
All right, next card, Prussia.
Magical Fairy Lilac. She's also the ultra rare for some random reason. But activate this card, put a fairy tale counter, or she's a 3-mana 1/4. Activate this card, put a fairy tale counter on this card. Activate 1 play point and remove a fairy tale counter from this card. Choose an enemy follower, destroy it. Super duper inefficient. Just super duper. 4-mana 1/4 kill something is not good in Forest. It's really not good. Also, I was thinking about this card as well. Like, if you could maybe, if it was like a second Faria, where it's like here's a 3-mana 1/4, and you could put a Fairy Tale counter on something else, it would maybe be playable. It's still like a terribly statted card. But otherwise, since you can't, I don't know. I think this card's terrible. I don't think this card's good at all. It costs way too much.
Yeah, I basically agree. Like it'd be kind of cute if you had a way to like combo this and get a bunch of fairy tale tokens on this or counters and then just like remove them all, but the fact that like removing them also counts a play point means that it's like it doesn't seem very efficient. It's a 1/4. If you want to get an initial fairy tale counter on this on the turn you play it, you have to immediately engage it, which means it's susceptible to removal through followers just swinging into it. And so like playing this on 3 doesn't seem very, very great, especially if your opponent already has an established board. It doesn't seem good.
Okay, I just had a thought though.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 cards and it costs 6 mana, but it does, if you have this in Fairy, it does crack Daiwa Vodka board on 6. So it's only playable going first. But like that's still like, so maybe in like a heavy control Forest. And I'm talking Bahamut, you know?
Yeah.
I'm talking Bahamut. Like but I don't think that exists. I don't think that'd be good anyway. I don't know. If this was, I mean, I guess if it was 2 mana, it'd be really strong. But like It just costs too much. It just costs too much.
Yeah. And the Dean?
Yeah, it's about right. I mean, tall removal, cool. Forest has that. I don't know. It's not good. Not bad.
Yeah. All right. Next card here. Slade Blossoming Wolf.
It's the other anime card.
2-drop 2/2 Plant Folk Beast. Evolve for 0. Evolve this card. This can only be used if you have returned a card to your hand this turn. When this card is returned to your hand from the field, you may put a Forestcraft follower with cost 2 or less from your hand into the field. The Evo of it is when this card is returned to your hand from the field, you may put a Forestcraft follower with the same thing there, and then evolve, draw a card. This seems really bad. Like, wait, what?
You pick cards up and put them down. What do you mean?
Sorry. Let me see this again. Wait. When this card is returned to your hand from your field, I guess
It's not very good. The anime cards were done dirty.
Yeah, because the way how this is worded too, it doesn't count as you playing the follower when you swap them, right? Basically,
No, it does. It does.
it does. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, is the condition for it being played like just being like from your hand or whatever, or
Oh,
that's what I mean. Like if you play this and then bounce it back to your hand and then play another card, it's not like you get an extra combo, right? It's just you just
right.
okay. I mean, I think even in that case, I don't know if this card is still that good anyway, right?
Someone's Roach.
You're right. It does summon Roach broken.
Roach is terrible though in this game. It's so bad.
I mean, it's a 2-drop 3/3 on Evil that draws a card.
Roach just win our biggest regional or get third place in our biggest regional. So I don't know about you.
Oh man, I don't know. The card seems pretty lackluster. Like, I guess 2-drop Evo draw a card on curve going second is kind of cute too for a 3/3. I don't. Anything else like?
The funniest part is like you just said, so it's like, yeah, that'd be great. Oh man, a Evo card that on kind of on curve, whatever, draws a card. Literally, we get that a couple cards in a couple cards. Like, this card is terrible. I don't know why they printed this card in this set like this. It's just so bad. I don't know.
It's so dude, look. I don't like your negativity. Okay.
All right. Let's move on to the next card here. Go ahead, Dean.
Oh boy, Elf Twins Assault, 2 mana spell, quick. Choose 2 enemy followers, distribute X damage among them. X is the number of cards in your EX area. Damn. This card is why is Rune so fucking bad at this game? Like, why does Rune get like literally the worst spells, and then this is Fire Chain on steroids?
Well, this needs a little bit more setup, right? But yeah,
it needs setup. But like, I was about to say this card was bad, and then I was thinking about it. I'm like, it's Forest. If you want to play into this, it's not hard.
I feel like this single card makes Rose Queen next set like really interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Is so insane in that kind of deck. Like, this card is insane. But in any other deck that like it's not good.
Yeah, the thing about it too is even though yes, it costs 2 play points, it's still like a late game card, right? Because it requires that setup. So you need to be on that turn where you have all the tokens in your EX area, or you put cards in there, right? Before this card actually does anything. So early game, this card is like basically a brick. So you're probably not even going to be playing this as a 3 of, right?
Oh, I misread this card. Oh. No, this card's terrible. I thought, for some reason, I thought it like, if you had 3 in the EX area, it deals 3 to each thing.
Oh, no dude, this card would be busted. If it did that, I'd be like, yeah, this card's good. You should probably play this a 2 of. Like, imagine doing, I paid 2. Yeah, I paid 2 to deal 5 to 2 different things. It's pretty sick. Yeah.
No, this card sucks. Yeah, this card sucks.
Yeah, like
I'm not that negative about it. It's pretty okay.
It's a very late game card for any type of removal. It's probably at best very mediocre.
But we already had that one set 1 force card that's like never been played
That one dealt like 1 damage or 2 if you
Yeah,
combo
but it's
hard.
like yeah, but that's better because this you have to be playing the deck.
And it
already
wasn't
starting to
quick.
sit through.
Quick is good.
Yeah, I think this card's terrible.
All right. Next card.
Abby the Axe Girl. 3 mana, 3/4 strike. This gets +1/+0. Then, if this card has 5 or more attack, deal 2 damage to all enemy leaders. Go get him, Abby.
What is this card? Okay.
It's unplayable guard. It's draft trash before they even made draft a
Format, yeah.
No, draft is the format. We have open 8. What are you talking about?
No, but it didn't exist before when this set came out. JP,
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I
so
don't know.
realistically, you have to play this. You play this on curve. It has to live, and then it has to live for another turn after that, and swing twice before, or it has to swing twice before it gets the deal extra 2 damage. Right?
You just buff
That's
it. What?
that. I feel like that's asking for a lot, right? Is there a lot of ways to manipulate the card's buffs here? Like,
There's in literally the structure deck for Forest. There's like the Woodland thing with the green guy on it.
oh no.
But that has to be a pixie. This is a hunter.
Wait. Does that card only buff it? There's no shot. There's no shot.
It probably does only buff pixies. You can look it up, Dean, if you want. Yeah, card seems very not amazing. It's definitely draft fodder for sure. All right, next card here. Gerbera Bear.
Good lord.
It is only pixie, isn't it?
Good lord. Okay.
Gerbera Bear. Is that how you say
This
this?
is the anime card.
Gerbera Bear. Gerbera Bear. Whatever. Plant Folk Beast evolves for 1 whenever a card is returned from the field to your hand. Add 1 health to your leader. That's kind of cute. And then the Evo form, whenever a card returns from the field to your hand, heal as always, and then evolve, search your deck for a Floral Breeze and add it to your hand, which I don't think we've seen yet, right?
It should be a Nature's Guidance.
No, it's not Nature's Guidance.
It's Nature's Guidance that heals.
Instead of draw, that's like that's a ginormous difference. That's like a humongo difference. It only heals 1.
Yeah, anime card.
Yeah, this does not seem very, very, very powerful. Anything, you guys have anything worth talking about this card at all, or no?
It searches a bounce broken, and then if you bounce it, you heal 2.
I will say I do like the idea of adding consistency to like a bounce type deck, but there's a lot more efficient cards that you could just splash in with like the Fairy Tale engine with like Fairy and some of these other cards we'll see in a minute for like the Silver Bolt type deck that we've been playing the past month or 2. So I do think if like that package didn't exist, I could see this being like I've been saying, the 2 mana 2/2s that Evo are really nice. Search is a bounce, even though it's like significantly worse Nature's Guidance, and then you still just have to find the Harvest Festival though. So it's like,
yeah. All right, next card here, Dean.
Woodland Brambles. This card used to be an actual terrorist card.
Yeah,
This is a 1 mana,
yeah,
1
it
mana
was,
amulet. At the start of your main phase, destroy this card, and as long as this card is on your field, all of your followers have strike. Deal 2 damage to any follower it attacks, and on play, you get a fairy onto the board, and then if you have combo 3, the fairy gets rush. In digital, this was cross turn and lasted 2 turns. This was like insane.
Yeah, he's a terrorist card. It really was. It really is a terrorist card. It's like they said, "Don't worry, guys. You will never have to see this card ever again," because they made it like an unplayable garbage card. This card's terrible.
All of your followers have strike. Is this good?
No,
it's very cute in like the fairy package, right? Of stuff like, I built like a bunch of tokens, and my tokens now deal 3 damage when I swing in with them instead of 1, right?
Yeah, it lets a lot of cards like trade up if you have like an established board already and like you're staring down something big. The way that physical works, that never happens.
Yeah,
that never happens because you're not allowed to attack anything until it's already killed you.
Yeah.
So because of that, this card, because we have a lack of direct attack, And because of the way that physical works, this card is pretty mediocre.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because you have Titania, but then you have Titania and Woodland Brambles, and you only have 3 slots for that turn, and it's like, I don't know, man. It's because
I think Titania is unplayable. That card was like,
no, exactly, yeah, and it doesn't even like, yeah, because it doesn't even give rush. It only gives rush to the fairy it summons. Yeah, they did it. They
Did it
they
dirty,
saved
yeah.
money
Because like,
for making this
just
card.
naturally how this game works, like you've said, is just unlike digital, where digital I can attack into things, and this I can't attack into things unless my opponent chose to engage their follower, or I have a way to force it, right? So this card just seems so underwhelming.
I mean, I guess if you're playing like a budget aggro fairy deck, this card is like okay, right? Like your fairies up trade. Like I guess you would have to play the Titanias in that deck, but that's like a super budget deck. That's the the table 500 deck. So
Yeah. All right, next card here. Pressure.
Alrighty, the best force card in this set. Well, maybe Flower Princess, 2 mana, 2/3. Fanfare, put a fairy into your EX area. Combo 3, put a fairy tale counter on this card. Activate, remove a fairy tale counter, choose enemy follower, deal 3 damage. Finally, fully statted 2-drop that does a good effect.
Let's see. Yeah, so we generate a token here, and then combo 3.
isn't this like the Megu Elf Meg something?
I'm not sure what you're talking about, Dean. Card
Elf
seems
Metallurgist. 2
This is better
mana.
than Metalurg just because it's better statted, and you can use like fairy and stuff to just like immediately deal 3 damage and stuff.
This deals 3 damage. This is literally a worse statted. Well, I guess it's a higher defense statted Elf Metallurgist, but it taps itself to do its effect. I mean, there's no way. There's no shot.
You don't think this card's good?
There's no shot. Is Elf Metallurgist good?
But it's a completely different card. I mean, it's a completely different card.
Elf Metallurgist is on play, deal
statted.
1. Combo 3, deal 3.
Yeah, but it's on play. This can be tapped. If it doesn't die, you can do it again. You have other like the fairy, like I said. Also it puts a fairy to EX area.
You only get the.
Go ahead. Okay, I think this card is like. I think this card is only really good in a deck where you're playing for curve occasionally. So like having a decent 2-drop, because right now, what does Forced have like on the 2-drop range for its
Elf
like
Metallurgist.
Aincraft thing? Yeah, and like the other card is like what Liz, which is a pretty decent card. I like that card a lot. I know Prussia really likes that card. He's the one that put me on it, and like this is another okay statted 2-drop follower. So if we're playing for curve and you have to play this on curve, it's better than playing the Lily in a way, I guess, right? Because sometimes people play Lily and I'm just like, oh, that's what a free turn for me. I just kill this and move on with my life. Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence about this. Like it's probably okay. I'd have to see it more in action for sure to be like, how much does this card do, I guess.
If I lose this card, I'd be very sad. If I felt like this card had any impact on the game, I would be very sad.
Think about what's the one thing that Force lacks in the current list. It's removal. It's damage. The only thing that, or like effect damage, the only thing that is you have to have like a crazy May turn. That's the only way to kill something without bouncing it.
That's pretty true. Yeah, I can see it in that way too. You still have to. Yeah, I mean, like I assume you are still like, this is like turn 4. You get a combo into it and then do the effect if you want, right? But
this Elf Metallurgist is like your Fallen Angel card that you were hyped about for pinging 1. Okay, and then if you have combo 3, it's this card. I don't understand.
Go watch the Japan finals.
I think the big thing about this card is that it generates a fairy like into your EX immediately.
The fairy is the wild card here. Is the fairy important? Is the question.
I think it is occasionally, because there's issues whenever I play Forest where sometimes I'm like, damn, like if I had one cost follower, I can combo this turn and like do this thing and like have enough play points to like do the exact thing I want to do. But sometimes with the way Forest works, you're just like not allowed to do that based on how you drew. I think this adds consistency to combo in a very weird way, but also generates like occasional 1/1 followers that like they don't do a lot, but they can like actually impact the game a little bit, right?
I
Like-
will agree with the inclusion of like additional combo help to help curve out the hand.
Yeah, it's like I'm not saying like this card is like a fucking S tier rank card, like you need to have it in every deck list. But it's definitely, I think it's definitely playable. Like if I saw this in a list, I wouldn't. Well, I mean, like unless this was some wacky crazy list, I wouldn't like really question it too much, right? Because I feel like I feel like I don't know how you guys feel. I feel like there's not that many good 2-drops right now. Forest has access to, right? It's like what, Archer, Liz, and then probably this like within its own craft, not looking into neutrals.
Roach.
Would you play Roach on curve? I feel like you would never do
Oh,
that.
no, not on curve.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like saying like it's your turn 2 and like
Ancient Elf.
Ancient Elf is not bad, but usually it requires like the turn before you need something to bounce, right? Which is you're always hoping to open like what is it, Harvest Festival or whatever that card is, the amulet is like the best thing you could be getting. But I feel like
Bear.
What'd you say?
Gerbera Bear.
Okay, we're moving on.
I think the last thing is I think this is one of those cards where you guys will see how insane Faria is. You guys will see how insane like just throwing in these small little fairy tale cards are. And also I would say go watch the Japan Championships, the Forest deck. This card is insane, but
I mean, I could totally see it, especially if like Forest gets more into like building wide boards as a win condition instead of just straight up only Silverbolt as like the other like main win condition. I mean, I guess it still works in the Silverbolt list, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this card goes. I'm kind of in the middle of the pack right now. I can see it going either way. I mean, it's Dean obviously does not like the card. Prussia.
I mean, I understand
the
the argument.
Yeah.
I understand the argument. I think what Prussia just alluded to is that you on turn 3 put this down with a Faria and then get the 3 damage. It's like a May, build your own May.
and then you have 4 or 5 worth of stats instead of 1/1.
Well, but the May usually bounce back, so you have like negative stats.
Oh,
But
yeah,
that's
0.
All right, next card here. Is it me? I already forgot we were talking so much.
I think
it's you.
Okay, Fen Spirit. Sorry, Fen Sprite. 3-drop 4/3 Sprite for Spirit Faller. Oh my god, whatever. Dude, the mix up, man. I lost the 50-50. All right, fanfare, choose an enemy faller. It can attack on the next enemy turn. Okay, I like fog effects like this sometimes because sometimes you just need something not to attack for like one turn and you're good to go. Oh, you know what's? I was like, dang, that would be so sick. But if you put this on a ward follower, it still can engage, unfortunately. But I usually like effects like this on certain cards. I like how aggressively statted this is. I don't know if it's good enough. It's like a fake fog for one creature till next turn, right? So I could see this being okay-ish, but I wouldn't be surprised if it sucked.
Do you know what's unbelievable?
What?
If you have the wolf on your board and your opponent let you kill it, and then they pop your wolf, this would not affect the card on the current turn.
Oh my god!
If this translation is correct, this would not even fog something if it came out during your opponent's turn. That's my only insight because I think.
I see what you mean. They killed the wolf on their turn, is what you're saying, right? And then this comes out,
and it does nothing.
Yeah, you pick something, but it can attack that turn because it's not the next opponent's turn. Okay, I understand. Wow, that's such a weird interaction. All right, Prussia, you got anything to add to this card?
No.
Why does Japan get flavor text when you don't?
Dude, yeah, that's the true question.
I don't know.
All right, dude, listen, it costs more to print with extra text on their card. All right, next card here, Dean.
Oh boy, Tweedle Tweedledee, 2 mana, 2/2, evolve for 1. It's Fairy Tale, of course, and then becomes a 3/3, and on evolve, top check 4, reveal a card with cost 1 from among them, put it in your hand, rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. That sounds pretty good. I mean, like, that sounds pretty good. I don't know.
This card seems very good in Forest.
I always want my 1 mana cards, and I never have them.
Yeah, there's a lot of really strong 1 mana cards you can be playing in Forest, and so this is just like a consistency tool that's very good. And sorry, was this a 2
2
drop?
drop, so you evo it on
it's on
two,
curve.
on 3.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is a really good card.
This card is so broken. This and the what's her name? Flower Princess are the 2 best Forest cards for sure. This card is so insane.
Yeah, I could easily see this being as like a 3 of. On curve, it's good. It adds consistency. Going second, it's really good. Like, yeah, like I don't know. Is there anything to complain about this card?
No.
Nope. All right.
Doesn't check 5.
Yeah.
That doesn't check 5 like the Haven card. I don't understand. We'll get to it, but I don't understand why every other card in the game checks 4. For some reason, the Tea Time checks 5. Like, for no reason. It adds to be even more broken.
Hollow Dogma checks 5, right?
Oh, yeah.
So there's a couple cards that check 5.
That's true.
Pompous.
All right. I think we're all in agreement, though. This card is probably going to be very heavily played.
Yeah, good card.
Next card here. Pressure.
Is it my turn? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Floral Breeze. 1 mana spell. Choose a card in your field and return it to your hand. Add 1 to your leader's health. So this is, of course, the card that is searched from what's it? Gerbera Bear. And it's just significantly worse Nature's Guidance. Like so much worse Nature's Guidance, but like I don't know. If you're the guy where it's like, well, I want to have
the anime deck.
Yeah, sure. The anime deck, yeah, then this is the card for you. I don't know. I don't think it's that good.
Yeah, the card looks pretty bad. I could see it like you have 1 slot left over and you want like an extra bounce tool that costs 1. Okay, I guess that can fit in the slot if you want it to. But it's just the strictly worst was it Fairy Guidance, right? So
Nature's Guidance, yeah.
Or Nature's Guidance, yeah. Anything you want to add, Dean, other than anime?
No, it's just anime. I
All
love
right.
the Shadowverse anime.
Last card here. I believe this is me. Woodland Band. 1-dropped Beast Fairy Tale Amulet. Fanfare. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Put a Fairy Tale Faller from among them into your EX area. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. Activate. Act this card and put it into your graveyard. Choose one of your Fairy Tale followers. Put a Fairy Tale counter on it. This seems
insane.
Yeah, this card seems really good with the idea of having like all these different Fairy Tale counters that you want to like cash out at some point, right?
Also put your beast in the EX area.
So my thing with this is I think this card is really, really good, but the payoff, Beauty and the Beast, you have to get it from this card or Alice.
Or Alice,
and
yeah.
Of course we're playing 4, so we can bounce this a couple times, you know. But it is kind of slow to be like it is. It's Harvest Festival, you know, but Harvest Festival a little slow, and we also are not. I mean, maybe we're playing. No, we're not playing Super Bowl because it's EX area. So I do think that that's my problem with it. Is if there was like another source of searching and putting something in the EX area, I would really like this this card and Beauty and the Beast and everything. But right now, Beauty and the Beast like is the only thing really that makes you want to play this card and the Fairy Tale stuff in Forest, you know. And that's my thoughts about it. I think it's a good card. I just don't think the payoff is good enough to be playing this whole huge Fairy Tale package.
Listen, all I'm hearing is that on teams I'm going to be playing the slot machine Forest deck in C3.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Busted. But yeah, I think Pressure kind of hit like all the key points there. I think this card is in the same house as like Pressure was saying. Is I think this card is good but it's just like your big payoff is still RNG. You're playing the slot machine and hopefully you get it or not, right? I think the big thing about this card though is just like the ability to get like a Fairy Tale counter on something you want immediately after you've played this, right? And the card gets replaced essentially because you should be hitting a Fairy Tale follower, right? So you should be replacing this card after playing it into the field, and then you can bounce this back to your hand and then, you know, kind of repeat it if need be. So you use Nature's Guidance, bounce this back to hand, draw a card, play it again, generate another card onto the board, and then, you know, pop it off later whenever you need it. So it seems like it has like a lot of cool potential is basically what I'm saying.
This is like a tier 0 honestly should probably be banned from the a set 3 only format. The set 3 only tournament. This is like this is a digital card.
Oh yeah.
And like I don't know. I'm sad that I found out that tournament is not class locked. So good luck, y'all.
It'll be hype.
All right. I think that kind of wraps it up. Dean, you don't have anything to add, right?
Nah, it's a good card.
Yeah, dude, the art is
Play
good
the
too.
anime cards.
So yeah, that kind of wraps up Forest here. As always, like, follow, subscribe, all that. Shout out to Pressure, obviously, for joining us. I didn't really say that last time, but here it is now.
Thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we love having you on here. Your insight is very helpful. Dean, Pressure, anything you want to say before we close this video out?
I don't. Forest is cool. You're green.
All right, Pressure. If your homework assignment for our next video is to have something better to say at the end.
Okay, yeah. I'm like,
Outside of that, guys, follow us on our stuff. Thank you for watching our videos and so forth. We really appreciate it. We love this community, and we've been having so much fun making this content and playing the game, and we hope to continue this in the future. And once again, we'll see you guys in the next video. Later, everyone.
Bye-bye.